Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And my voice is getting down and low as I get down to the end here. And I'm in lower Louisiana right now, and all I can think about is food, okay? I'm sorry.
I got to tell you.
Yeah, you know.
Some of the finest Cajun food ever.
Yes. Well,
ever.
Okay, well, next time bring us back some bones at least, Ron, okay? Because we're going to talk about a place that you folks know. A lot of y'all know about this facility. Ron's had a chance to be down there. Bill Cooksey dreams about it, and he keeps trying to work out. You know, he keeps sending that letter.
I've looked over the fence at it, Larry. I've looked over the fence.
Well, you keep sending that letter to Doug Miller, and maybe he'll answer you sometime, you know. But we're really pleased to have on Outdoors with Larry Ray this Saturday morning. Doug Miller, he's executive director for Gros Savain, right out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, one of my favorite places down there. And privileged to have him. Ron had a chance to go down there. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning, guys. Happy to be here with you.
Thank you for being with us. And I'm turning it over to Wong and Cooksey, and I'm just going to listen about this. And because Ron, he has not stopped talking about this, man. I can send him to Tupelo when he doesn't get excited.
No,
but I send him down there.
Well, it's something that I was able to mark off my bucket list to go to Gros Savain.
Talk about
it. And I have to tell you, talk about a 5-star outdoors hunting and fishing lodge resort. That's what it's all about.
You told me it was 6 stars.
Yeah, well, that's in the food because
that's in the food.
They really have a 5-star chef there that's there every day to take care of your needs. I can go on and on and on about the lodge, but you know, Doug, you guys do a great job there. Tell our listeners a little bit about the lodge, the resort, and the 50,000 acres of property that you guys have there.
Yeah, well, thank you again, Ron. It's, Gros Savain's a really special place. It's unique in the fact that it's the epitome of sportsman's paradise, which is what Louisiana is. And there's so many unique characteristics to our area, but it's basically it's 50,000 acre kind of a working ranch that's got some coastal prairie and marsh. And we do a variety of things. We do bass fishing. We do saltwater fishing with redfish, speckled trout, flounder. We do eco tours. We do alligator hunting. And then our famous duck and goose hunting is hard to beat, too. And you combine that with a beautiful 12,000 square foot lodge with a chef, Matt, that does a phenomenal job with cooking. It's the ultimate place to go have a South Louisiana getaway.
You know, Doug, had the opportunity to sample your chef's cooking, and I have to tell you, I've been to a lot of crawfish boils in the Mid-South here, and I got to where I didn't like to eat the crawfish because they were so small that, it wasn't worth it. But down there, y'all had a crawfish boil for us, and I've never seen the size of crawfish that you have. You guys must have a farm down there for them.
Well, we do. That's the beauty of Gros Savain. Not only is it a hunting and fishing lodge, but we're also a working ranch. And we run a nice-sized cattle herd. We have rice farming, and we also have a crawfish operation. So it's never hard. We don't have to look too far to find a bag of rice or a sack of crawfish to cook for our guests.
Well, I know that you took very good care of us there at the Strike King Media Camp. One of the things that I was impressed with, Doug, was as you walk in to the lodge there downstairs, there is a big map.
Big map.
Lower Louisiana.
Big map.
That's framed, and it talks a lot about the loss of Louisiana wetlands and along the coast. And Bill, you can talk a lot better about that, but Doug, tell us a little bit about that print.
Yeah, that's a Coast 2050 map that was produced here a few years ago that just shows the projection of the land loss in Louisiana by the year 2050. And most people have no clue at the rate we're losing shoreline here and interior marshes due to saltwater intrusion and wave action. And that map you got to take a look at shows the different colors, and it's really scary. And Bill can maybe add to this. I think we've actually slowed the erosion process down slightly, but it's still a football field every hour and a half gets lost to the Gulf of Mexico and Louisiana. So anytime we can tell the rest of the world what's going on in Louisiana and what we need to do to preserve our nation's wetlands, Louisiana plays a big role in what happens in the rest of the country, from seafood production to oil and gas and just hurricane protection, because once this buffer's gone, the cities inland are going to become more vulnerable to storms.
Jump on that, Bill. Add your comments to that, Bill.
Well, even little things for folks like me about wintering so many of our waterfowl historically down there. And, I mean, luckily, Doug, y'all at Gros Savant and some other folks have really held on to as much habitat as possible, and you still winter a lot of birds. But obviously, as it goes away, it just becomes more and more difficult. But that leads me to something I wanted to ask you about, Doug, because there are a lot of great places, to go hunt and fish around the country, and sometimes it's happens to be a good location, sometimes it's good guides, but y'all do something there that's a little different. I'm seeing a little more of it, but I'd like you to expand on it. You're a wildlife biologist, and I think you have at least one more wildlife biologist on staff, and that expertise is just, that takes the operation to another level.
Yes, it does.
And, I want to hear more about that, because I find that fascinating.
Yeah, and it's a really cool opportunity for me to get to use my education in my daily work. And Bobby Jordan is the other biologist on staff, and I guess I have to back up, though, and give credit to the owners, because they are very conservation-minded, and they have never hesitated to pull the checkbook out when it comes to a good, worthwhile project for conservation. Our bass lakes were a huge investment. They didn't happen by accident. They were designed and they were built for the primary process of fishing, but they've also added to the benefit of waterfowl and just so many other water-loving birds that come through our area. But whether it's shoreline protection, pumps, and all the things that go with it, the fuel that's involved for duck season getting ready, the owners we've been really blessed as a biologist to be able to work for a group of people that's not scared to spend a little money for the outdoors.
And again, we're talking to Doug Miller. He is the executive director for Gros Savant, right out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, one of the beautiful spots on earth that I think not only conservation-wise but historical-wise, Doug. And you might tell our listeners your connection there, because somebody's got to do the job. It's a rough job. Somebody's got to do it, and you get to do it. So talk about that, just being able to be part of this.
Yeah, so I wear quite a few hats down here. When people ask me what I actually do for my position, I kind of ask them, how much time do you have?
Well, I got 2 minutes, Doug. Okay, so.
Well, in addition to the Gros Savant, trying to promote the brand and keeping Gros Savant running, I'm the field operations manager for all of the companies. So
yes,
get to oversee a lot of the maintenance with a lot of farming going on. And like I said, we also have a herd of cattle, so there's full-time cowboys here. It's almost a coastal South Louisiana Yellowstone.
It is.
And by the way, a little bit about some of the events that you have coming up. Blast and Cast. A little bit about that.
Yeah, September.
And how does somebody get in?
So September is a big month. Cast and Blast come in the afternoons at 2 o'clock. Bass fish or redfish that afternoon. Big dinner. Wake up the next morning, make a teal hunt. It's a 16-day season. It's a really special time, and you almost got to call in a year in advance to get booked in on it. But we can be reached at you can look at our website at grossavant.com, and there's all the contact information for our lodge. And Cole Zimmerman be the guy you would talk to, and he can get you on the calendar. And if we don't have openings, we'll certainly put you on a list and call you when one comes open.
Well, you go to LarryRay.com. Ron has done a wonderful job with all the photographs, and going to have some interviews and things along that line with Doug and his staff. Great pictures of gives you a feel of what that facility is, not only from the feel of the land, but also the facility itself, the history behind it. Right, Doug? I mean, this is not something that's popped up overnight.
No, a lot of history. The land's been in this family since the late 1860s. So
wow.
A lot of generational history there. And then the lodge has been open to the public since 1996.
Okay. Well, it's just a wonderful place to go to, and we appreciate you taking time on this Saturday morning to be with us. And,
Larry, let me say one thing real quick.
Do it.
Now, I have duck hunted all over North America.
Yeah, you have.
I've done a little bit of everything, I imagine, when it comes to duck hunting. Now, if you are a duck hunter and you have not teal hunted in South Louisiana in September, you have screwed up, and you owe it to yourself to get into your credit cards, your bank account, or your mortgage, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
And you guys offer all of that, Doug. And another thing that I thought was interesting, you offer alligator hunts, too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We do alligator package. It's about a 9-day window this year where we'll fill our tags. We'll catch anywhere from 300 to 400 alligators in those 9 days.
Wow.
We have a boot maker that comes in at night, and if you decide to have purses or belts or boots, we can facilitate having all that made with the alligator you kill.
Okay, well, we'll ship Ron down there when that season starts, and don't
I just want to eat some alligator tails by the shell.
Yeah, it tastes like chicken. No, don't do that. Doug, again, thank you, man, for being with us on this Saturday morning.
One last question.
You better
Larry.
do it quickly because we got
How do they get
somebody
a hold
here.
Of, get a hold of you and information on Gros Savon?
So go to our website, and there's an email info at grosavon.com. You can go to our website, grosavon.com, or call us at area code 337-598-2357.
Got it all, Doug. Thank you, man. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you down the road, okay?
Thank you all. Look forward to seeing you again.
Okay,
right.
thank you.
Doug.
All right, let's take a break.
All right.
We got a guest in the studio.
Yes, we do.
Act right now. Come on now. Get right now. We're going to talk fishing rodeo, one of my favorite things on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.